So the whole idea of career planning 101, like we've done over the months, over the years that we've been taking this program, is to give us some of the tips that will, help us get settled into the new reality of looking for a job in this industry. You spent the past 5 weeks plus, about 5 weeks or so, talking about IT audit, talking about some portions of risk, talking about IT, technology, a lot of those things that are equipping your skills, your technical skills, or your skills in this industry, as the case may be, right? But like they say, if you have all those great things and you can't sell it, there is absolutely no way you're going to make money out of it. The whole idea is for us to make money out of all of this money we spent. So we've invested, we need to get our return on investment. What I like to tell anybody I speak with, my favorite way of talking about career planning 101 is look at yourself as a salesman. Now, you don't have to have that title, but you understand that every opportunity you have to talk about what you do or to talk to people about what you can do is an opportunity to sell yourself. Whether it's in writing, in presentation, face-to-face, you need to understand that it's an opportunity to sell yourself. Tell them about some of the great things you've done and how you can fit into their organization. All right. So we'll start talking about your resume, right? We'll talk about your resume, talk about a few resume do's and don'ts. We'll talk about job applications, where to go to, who to talk to. Then we'll talk about some of the general things on interview prep. And a resume is a summary, right, of all your qualifications. Remember, whenever you have your resume is usually tailored to a specific job description or a job request. On the other side of the pond is what we call a curriculum vitae, a CV. But some of us that started working in Nigeria, we're more familiar with curriculum vitae, CV, because that is what is called in most of the parts of Europe and in Africa. It's called a CV. In the United States, in North America, and parts of South America, you have them use this call this a resume. Now, in this part of the world, in this part of the pond, our curriculum vitae means something else. It is also a run through of all your qualifications, but it is a more detailed version of a resume. A curriculum vitae would have everything you've done, all your qualifications. If you're a music artist, a curriculum vitae should include some demos, right? If you're a graphic artist, you could include some designs. If you're a professor, you should include some of your thesis work, maybe some summaries of your thesis work or titles of work that you've done. That's what you commonly find in a curriculum vitae in this region. On the other side, a resume is a compressed version of your curriculum vitae, your CV. A resume would have to contain bullet points of some of the great things you've done and how it speaks to the job you're trying to apply to. Now, what I'm saying in essence is that a resume is usually customized to the job you're applying for. So how do you do this? Let's say you have to apply to 20 a day, 50 a day, or 100 a day, as the case may be. You have to type out 100? No. You have to type out 100 different resumes, and the short answer is no. What I do in my own time is have one template of my resume that contains all the important information. Before I apply for a job, I look at the job description. I look at what they're asking for. If it's a risk role, I customize my great resume, remove those things that make it audit heavy or compliance heavy, and leave some of the risk experience that I have. If it's a compliance role, I remove some of the risk experience, or remove some of the risk experience, remove some of the audit experience, and leave some of my strengths around compliance. So that way you're able to have a resume that is able to, speak to the job that is being advertised, right? So like I said, the CV presents a full history of your academic credentials. The length is variable. It can be between 1 and X pages, right? And X means, 0 to 100. But in contrast, the resume presents a concise picture of your skills and a very compressed or consolidated or summarized picture or summarized version of your qualification and skills, right? And remember, it always speaks to a specific job description or job requests.